Swearing you in today, but before we do this, I have to, by law, ask you two questions, and I do need a response from you. The first question is, have you been briefed on and do you understand DoD applicant briefing on separation policy, restrictions on personal conduct in the armed forces, and Uniform Code of Military Justice Articles 83, 85, and 86?
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have any questions, reservations, or reluctance to enlist at this time?
No, sir.
All right. You can stand at parade rest, but when I call you back to attention to oath, I want you back standing the way you're standing, all right? So parade rest. Now, for those of you who had to do the delayed entry brief with me, this isn't the same thing, right? That was the rah-rah, go military brief. This is going to be more of advice. And really because, to give you some background on me, I went through the Navy's longest program. I was a nuke reactor operator, so that's 2 years in a training pipeline. Plus, in my time in my career, I've done 3 years instructor duty and 2 years, to simplify the title, as a schoolhouse administrator. So, out of a 15, going on 16-year career, I spent 7 of it in training commands of one form or another. I noticed one pattern in all training commands, especially in all sorts of training pipelines, especially the long ones. People get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. See, what happens is you get into that, and today, after we say this oath, you're going to be in the military, but you really don't think like a military person yet, right? So we send you off to boot camp, and everybody's ready for that, and we hit that hard reset button, get you ready. But the training doesn't stop there. So when you get onto that training command, they're going to still tell you when to march, where to march to, when to wake up, when to go to sleep, when to do this, when to do that. You're going to feel like, oh my God, this is going to be the next 6 years of my life. Well, I'm here to tell you, no, it's not the next 6 years of your life. It's just a training command. We train that way to get you into that motivation, so when you go to that battalion, when you go to that ship, when you go to that, I think I have it in here. Anyways, when you go to where your final destination is, we can trust that you, without supervision and guidance and somebody standing over your shoulder, is going to do exactly what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, and how you're supposed to do it. So the big thing to it is there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We will not march you everywhere and tell you when to go out, wake up, go to sleep, and all the rest of that stuff for the rest of your career, just while you're in those training pipelines. Now, the other thing is the instructors in the training pipelines. Yes, they scream. They scream a lot. I have spent many a day screaming at students for not doing what they're supposed to do. Does not mean I did not want them to succeed. In fact, I think the louder I screamed, the more I wanted them to succeed. So realize that there is a training system we have in place. And for that training system, it's going to be, well, we keep it. We keep it for one reason only, because it's worked. Truthfully, it's worked. It's won us 2 world wars and God knows how many countless little conflicts. So we just realize that those instructors have your best interest at heart, because when you leave to go to the fleet or go to your battalion, see, you're going to sit there and you are going to be a reflection of them. That's why they're screaming so loud. They want you to be the best sailor, the best soldier, the best person you can be when you leave their guidance. All right, so now the good part is this really does begin that adventure I was talking about a long time ago. For those of you who sat through the delayed entry process, this is where the adventure truly begins, because you guys are stepping into a whole different world than what I came into. See, when I came in, and I'll date myself, I came in during the Cold War. Really simple. There was Russia, there was us, and everybody was pretty sure we were going to duke it out one day. So we sat there and just trained for that scenario over and over and over again. But you all are stepping into a different world. You're stepping into that world where the focus isn't Europe. The focus isn't continuous training. You guys, instead of having that focus, will have a greater world focus. You will also get that opportunity to work with your sister services a lot more than I had the opportunity to when I was enlisted. And more importantly, work as part of multinational teams in all these countries. When you start joining those joint task forces, you're going to work with people from Britain, Italy, France, Spain, and God knows where else. And that, as you learn from those different services, as you learn from those different people, will definitely give you one heck of an experience, unlike anything I had when I first came. So your adventure begins today, and just remember, think of it as summer camp, because we'll have a weight loss program. You'll be good to go. right, so if everybody's ready to do this, let's get you sworn in and get this process rolling. Attention to oath. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Emiliano Morales.
I, Jessica Giannetta.
I, Christian Lynn.
I, Deanna Bruce. I, Deanna Jensen.
I'm Michelle McCollum. I, Sarah Rose.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and that I will obey
and that I will obey
the orders of the President of the United States
the orders of the President of the United States
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
according to regulations
according to regulations
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice,
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, you can lower your hands. Congratulations, you are all in the United States Armed Forces. Now we're going to go sign your contract so you can get paid for being in the United States Armed Forces. I know that's the part everybody's waiting for. So when I say fall out, go back in the briefing room, we'll get your contract signed, and we'll get you all on out of here, all right? Fall out.